Feels almost like I'm in Borderlands.
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me. Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time.
Really? Why not?
I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk.
Makes it sound like I'm being watched.
The walls talk, is all. We all got sights on each other. Any of us breaks company protocol, boss is gonna hear about it from 6 different mouths. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got.
Got some training.
Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble.
Obviously need help.
That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't need help. What I need is to understand my own folly. Company always tells us, weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work.
That's definitely the answer. Work 80 hours a week and you'll never get sick.
I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
Oh, that's true. I leveled. I leveled. Wait, I thought I had this. Oh, I did not apply it. If I had any wish, it would be to understand cats. You really want to understand them? Okay, who? Who are you getting? I didn't break any laws. Yet. At least yours? Is Sia giving you issues? Gotcha. It's a battle for dominance, Lynn.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs.
And she tries
Physical
opening the trash
hygiene
while I'm standing
moral
right there.
hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Relax, I'm clean.
So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails
that's
to
awesome.
meet Spacer's
That's
choice
quite funny.
aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Oh, man. I still feel it in the eyes. It's not like it was last night. Look and repair my ship.
A ship? Dear me. You seem to have lost the ability to distinguish between reality and fantasy. This is what happens when you let your imagination run wild. I don't approve of fantasizing. It's a dreadful habit, corrosive to the mental faculties. You ought to let the vicar take a look inside your head.
You're a vicar?
Vicar Maximilian, our man from the OSI, here to spread the message of scientism like a soothing balm upon a feverish head. Or so you'd expect. You'll find him in our local church, probably neglecting his duties.
So, take it over here. Yep. So you see his the lighting next to his ear. So that lighting is probably, his ear is probably reflecting some of that lighting on them.
He doesn't seem to like us much.
Speaking
the
of
vicar
lighting,
has not been with us long, and in his relatively short tenure in Edgewater, gives off
gotta
the
fix
distinct
this
whiff of
camera a little bit.
superiority.
Gotta fix this camera a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. Bright light. Bright light. Oh, too down. Too far down. Too far up. Too far down. You ain't gonna see anything you're not supposed to, Lyndon. Nice try. Nice try. Trying to get myself a little more centered. There we go. I stream with pants on, so yeah. Good try.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
Earlier when it was dark, another guy also had a bright. Maybe it's an actual bug. That's very possible.
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
Yeah? It does have some gray in there. I don't know if maybe it's dirt. Yeah, very loose definition of the word prosperity.
Edgewater is built on the discipline and sacrifice of its people. Say what you will about our town, but we all pull together. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
So many ads for the color wax or for Outer Worlds?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague.
I've never heard of it.
By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Basically wax with color in it, so it's like a temporary dye. Pretty neat. That sounds interesting.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
Seen a lot of curly-haired women use it. Yeah, I don't have much for curls.
Much obliged.
All right. I gotta go over there.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me. Don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you.
Could always get a wig. Who says I don't have one? You have one, you don't really use it. Nope, can't just grab that.
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet.
I have a costume in mind, and I may only do it on Wednesday, because I may not be streaming on Thursday. I usually don't stream on Thursday, so...
You ought to go have a talk with the boss, Reed Thompson. He's up in his tower above the cannery.
Your plan at the moment is to dress up and stream on the 31st? Sweet. See, I've thought of just getting colored contact lenses just for everyday wear, but my idea would not allow you to my costume would not allow you to see my eyes. Just need horns, need to make them yourself. I'm sure there's a lot of information online how to do them.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
Just the way it goes, I suppose.
Constable's office, so...
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free.
Need help with your marauder problem? I'm for hire.
As a Spacer's Choice Constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller. As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
Well, that's an acceptable margin of curiosity.
His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. Do you have any relevant information about this individual?
Huh. Yeah, Lynn, they're still trying to go a more colorful feel. He's a wanted guy, so I don't know if I want to say that we're acquainted. I could say, hey, I know there's a bounty on his head, to kind of brush it off to say I'm trying to figure out, you know, if I can make money off of this. Or I could say, you know, he kidnapped me and froze my body, shot me into space, and then I landed here, which they're probably going to laugh at us.
You are correct. An outstanding bounty has been posted for information pertaining to the whereabouts of Phineas B. Wells. I am obliged to warn you against forming acquaintanceships, friendships, partnerships, or any felicitous relationship with a wanted criminal. I am also obliged to inform you of our referral program. For every criminal you refer to the authorities, the board will reward you.
I like how they call it a referral program. Save my life. Why do they want him
I'm obliged to
dead?
remind you that questioning the veracity of the board's orders is a punishable offense. Consider this your last warning.
You. Okay.
Wells has been wanted for as long as the board decides he has been wanted. This decision will be made in accordance with Wells's behavior upon arrest. Unfortunately, The arrest of Mr. Wells falls outside my authority. I enforce the company policy of Spacer's Choice in the region of Emerald Vale. Wells is wanted by the board. If you have information related to the location of Phineas V. Wells, you are required to submit that information to your nearest board authority.
So basically she's saying that it's not my problem.
Something to report?
Nope. Okay, let me save here. Wanted Guillaume, Gil, and Trim. Oh, wrong one. Open bounties, Doc Maybell, Old Physician. Really? Betty Cotton. Can't take that.
Almost lost a finger in the cannery today.
Don't let the boss catch you saying that.
Alright, I'm gonna kill the camera in case that's the light that's shining in my eyes that might be causing me issues. Oh, I can pick that up. Let's see.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Wilson?
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You kidding me? Damn. Always thought he was made of sterner stuff.
I think he was plagued. Guess he didn't want to die in the sick house.
Plague? Ah, shit. I had some of his salt tuna.
You moron.
Spacer's Choice.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
So basically, you're substituting the fish for something
Seems
else.
we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Are you Reed? I was told I should talk to you.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Yeah, got a problem with that? I think you got the wrong idea about me.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Oh, this doesn't sound right.
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him.
Ha!
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Exactly. Why do you mean mostly abandoned?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
Yep.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Kier turned off the camera for a few minutes so that he didn't have the light shining in his eyes in case that was helping aggravate the motion sickness he has. It's not bad. It's just I feel like pressure at the back of my eyes. So just trying a few things where it'll hopefully not progress any worse and kind of just get better.
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Alright, how can I help?
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
How am I gonna recognize Adelaide?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
Okay, so they must have left for a reason.
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
I'll see what I can do.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll use her.
Great.
I mean, don't use.
Pinches and diagnostic
Like to have her in the
papers
in
and
you know, the
hairpin,
party.
engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
I'll leave it at that, Lynn. I won't dig myself any deeper. Gain a companion. Alright. Alright, give me 1 minute. I gotta go pee again. I had like a ton of water before I started streaming, so I'll be right back.